He's going to smash this lot to smithereens.
So I think he's going to take all the beating again, to be honest, Sam.
Gordon Elliott has such a good record in this race. I don't think people are giving him enough respect, and they're all on this.
He's odds on! What do you mean not enough respect? He's odds on!
Here we go then, Cheltenham Festival Ante-post, episode number 4. This is it. We're not too far away at all from the Cheltenham Festival. You're joining us Sunday at 6 p.m. This video is uploaded, but we have got so much content coming your way. You need to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of this, but we are uploading for the next 7 days, Monday through to next Sunday. We've got our day-by-day previews from Monday to Thursday. We've then got our handicap fancies on Friday. We've got our best bets video on Saturday, and then on Sunday, our final episode of this series. So do not miss it. Do hit that subscribe button. I think we need to aim for 2,500 subscribers by the end of the Cheltenham Festival. It's about 210 subscribers, but we can do it. It's free to do, so hit that button and get involved with the channel. Do let us know in the comments as well who you fancy for the festival and any other questions that you've got for us. We read every single comment. Jack, we are not far away at all. A week and a half will be around a week and a half until the festival begins. It is that exciting time of the year.
Yeah, it really is. It is. I'm going to say it's within touching distance now. We've got a lot of content coming. I've been reluctant to say it's within touching distance, but it is right around the corner. We're getting stuck into handicaps and everything else there is to offer. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting completely stuck into it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Really excited to be down there in Cheltenham watching some of the fantastic action. And we do have a feature on the show last week. We've had our ranking the favourites in our first episode. We've also looked at the Pressbury Cup in our second episode, and then looking at the top jockey and top trainer markets in episode 3. This time we're going to answer some of your questions. We've had some great questions in the comments from the last few weeks, and Jack and I are going to answer a few. So we've got 3 questions that we're going to look at. And Brian asked the first one. He says it's looking like it's going to be good going, guys, for at least Tuesday and Wednesday. A section on good ground horses for the first 2 days would be great. Thanks for your comment, Brian. Jack and I have had a little look through, and we're going to give you a couple of horses that may like it. There's 3 that I like the look of. I mean, the obvious one for me would be John Bonn. I know Jack's going to absolutely hate that, and when I go to him, he's probably going to tear into me. But John Bonn in the Champion Chase is going to be a horse that's going to like it. Wind Beneath My Wings is another towards the top of the market who will appreciate some good ground. I'm sure that horse has been well fancied. And the other one that I like the look of will be Chemical Energy in the cross-country chase. And there might be a theme to this show with regards to that. Jack, is it just John Bonn that does this to you every week?
Yeah, it is, Sam. You've said he's one of the bankers of the festival.
Yeah.
And then you've just said he's a horse who loves good ground. You're pigeonholing him already.
Right. It's not that he likes good ground, but I'm not saying that he won't appreciate, like, you know, a little bit of juice in the going. But if it's good ground, he's going to win by as far as he wants, Jack. This horse is the biggest banker of the festival. I don't think people are giving him enough respect, and they're all on this.
He's odds on. What do you mean not enough respect? He's odds on.
Cheltenham. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Yeah, but you're not giving him enough respect for being odds on. There's a reason he's odds on. It's because he's the best 2-mile chaser in the game at the moment, and you don't understand just because he didn't run well at Cheltenham at this time, so that means that he completely dislikes Cheltenham. He's a mature horse. Okay, so he's the best 2-mile chaser. He's going to smash this lot to smithereens. He will jump round, and I will be messaging you like no other saying this horse is an absolute monster, and you're going to go, oh yeah, you were right, Sam, well done.
Sam, bookmakers are saying 70%. There's a 70% chance you're right. I'm not doubting that he's the best 2-mile chaser. I'm not doubting that he's far superior to anything else he's lining up against. But he doesn't operate as well at Cheltenham as he does everywhere else. That is just a fact, and he has something to prove there. So he's odds on. You're most likely right, but I'm happy to take him on, especially for a good ground horse.
A horse who's won at Cheltenham a couple of times. Yeah, he needs to prove himself at Cheltenham. Go on, carry on.
Elixir to Nuts?
Oh, I've said my reason for that happening and the reasons I think that happened. They're completely a new jockey on board. It was a rearranged race. It was all just a bit of a mess of a rescheduling. Just let's leave that alone.
Anyway,
he has won there a couple of times. Leave him alone. He will win.
We digress.
Anything else from good ground horses, Jack?
Yeah, my 2 good ground horses.
He doesn't care about jump.
My 2 good ground horses. First one comes in the Mayor's Hurdle on the Tuesday. Not so much a good ground horse, but one who I think probably doesn't want it as soft as Calaconti in the Mayor's Hurdle if she is going to get the 2.5 miles. But if she does get the 2.5 miles, I think a better ground will definitely be to her benefit. So Calaconte, who's still a reasonable price in the mare's hurdle, she's not odds on, Sam, like John Bond, the one you said. She's actually 12 or 16 to 1 now, so just a little bit bigger than John Bond. And the other one's the New Lion. He was actually a non-runner on soft and heavy ground on 3 occasions in the Turners. So yes, he has one on good to soft ground since and soft ground, I think, but he's probably one who doesn't want too much rain over 2 mile 5.
Yeah, looking forward to previewing the Turners Novices Hurdle next week in our previews of day 2 and getting stuck into that race, because the New Line is really fascinating in that one there. But there we go. Just a couple of horses that might appreciate good ground the first couple of days. There will be others, and Jack and I may talk about them on our Cheltenham Festival preview shows, Brian, so do look out for that. Now, part of the questions where we're going to have to tip something short, Jack. Well, we don't have to, but I'd say we would. Dan asks us, if you boys were to have a banker double each, regardless of the price, what would it be? So this is where we can tip short. We're not known for tipping really short prices on a consistent basis, Jack, but this is where we're looking for a banker double. I'm going to tip up John Bond to win the champion chase and Galopin de Champs to win the Gold Cup. I just think they'll both win, and that's paying around about, I think, the 7 to 4, 15 to 8 mark. It's around about that mark. Jack, your banker double. This is regardless of price.
Regardless of price, it's an interesting one. I think Kopek de Board is going to win the Supreme as he likes. I think good ground probably isn't the best for him. And actually, the other one, if you're going regardless of price, I genuinely think Calaconte is an absolutely stonking bet at 12 to 1. But you can't really call a, or 12, 16 to 1, but you can't call a banker material. So I'll go Final Demand and Kopek de Board, which pays just over 72, just short of 4 to 1.
A little bit of a tease into what Jack might like in the Turners on our previews, but there you go. A Willie Mullins novice hurdle double there with Kopek de Board and Supreme, and Fond Demand in the Turners novices hurdle as his banker double. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. Let us know down in the comments whose banker is more reliable, because people will know that John Bond is he's a certainty. Okay, let's move on then to a final question. This is one where we've got to work together here, Jack, rather than argue with each other. Gavin has asked us, could you each provide, says each, but we're going to provide one together, Gavin, so apologies for that, but could you each provide an each way lucky 15 with horses priced 10 to 1 or over? And Mr. Sauce Dog also asked something similar in the comments to that as well. So, Jack, do you want to add your first one in there?
I will go, I've mentioned her a couple of times already, I'll go Calaconte for the mare's hurdle on Tuesday.
And there we go. There's one from Jack. I'm going to put up Westport Cove in the Jack Richards Novices Handicap Chase. Currently around 16 to 1 for Willie Mullins. Been really impressed by this horse. Looking forward to seeing this horse step up and trip off the current mark. Jack, and another one from you?
Death Taxes and Langadan. He's still 25 to 1, Sam, for the stayers.
I don't want to have a part in this lucky 15 anymore. I'm gonna put one up, and this is going to be, well, it will be a clue, and I'll make a case for this in just a second. But I'm going to put up a horse that's been mentioned in good ground horse, but Chemical Energy in the cross country is currently 20 to 1. So there are 4 at big prices potentially for a decent each way lucky 15, Gavin and Mr. Sauce Dog. So do look out for those. Hopefully we can land that. We'll come back and see how that did towards the end of the Cheltenham Festival when we do a review. Right, let's get into our selections then, Jack. And we've got 2 more selections left until we see what our teams look like. My Ante-post list currently, we'll get them on screen, is East India Dog at 11 to 4 for the Triumph. No Ordinary Joe in the Martin Pipe at 16s, and Hartwood at 16 to 1 in the Ryan Air. And Jack, Langadan 25 to 1 the stayers, Calaconte 20 to 1 in the mares, and Cowabunga at 10 to 1 in the turns. Let's speak to the Ange Postecoglou of the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel now, Jack. Plenty of injuries coming your way. It's just Ante-post betting, is it? But Cowabunga not going to be running in the Turners Novices Hurdle.
Yeah, 10 to 1 into 4 to 1, but it's no good. He may as well have been 10 to 1 out to 100 to 1. Unfortunately, he's been injured. So, yeah, our 5-a-side team's already down to 4-a-side. Ange isn't looking good going into Cheltenham next week.
Yeah, hopefully no more for Jack. But that is Ante-post betting. It's always, you've got to talk about these things, and it's Ante-post betting. You take these risks on horses with Ante-post betting, where if they don't run, you do not get your money back unless you're a non-runner, no bet. But the horse was, at the time, not in that case. So Yeah, unfortunately for Jack, he's missed out there with Cowabunga, but still some two at decent price with Carla Conti at 20 to 1 and Langadan at 25. So let's get into selection number 4 then, Jack. And I might as well go first because I have mentioned there who it may be, and it's going to be Chemical Energy in the cross country chase at 20 to 1. Remember, this race is now a handicap, and the weights came out just the other day. The weight launch was there, and my word, I thought Chemical Energy was very fairly treated with 143. Now, he was fourth to Vanilla at Punchestown off match weights back at the start of the month. And Vanilla got given a mark of 147 the other day at the weights launch. And look, this horse is going to be £4 better off now, Chemical Energy. The ground, like I said at the start of the show, good ground will certainly suit Chemical Energy. And as I've mentioned, look, this horse ran over cross-country fences at Punchestown, and I think he's just getting used to these fences. The more he runs over them, the better he seems to look. Gordon Elliott has such a good record in this race. Even look, when it wasn't a handicap, we know he did. But I do feel like this has been a bit of a plan for Chemical Energy. And the more I look at this race, the more I look at him, the sweeter I become on him. I do think this is going to go to a big price here. I think Stumptown at the top of the market, he'd have to be some horse to win this off 157. And the same about Conflated, who's got the exact same mark of 157. Feels like a great opportunity, like I say, for Chemical Energy. And Jack, you might be able to tell I'm a little bit excited by this. And 20 to 1 seems a fair price. That's going to be my selection number 4. What about yourself?
I am going to go to the county for mine, and it's going to be the Melbourne Cup fifth. It's going to be, and last year's county winner, it's going to be Absurd, who I think should probably be a little bit shorter than 10 to 1 at the moment. At the top of the county market, you've got McClory, who won well at Leopardstown, but didn't record an amazing time. You've got Kopek Demi, who knows where he goes. I think you've got a few in there who might not be going. And I think Absurd is just a big price at 10 to 1. Yes, he hasn't raced since the Melbourne Cup. He's only £6 higher than his win in the county last year. And look, he's beaten Low de Sud by a length there, but he's won it almost as easy as he likes. And I think off £6 high, he still would have won with Paul Town, and they're giving him a pretty cosy ride. He's been kept quiet for this, given a break, but he won when he joined Willie Mullins after 330 days off. So I think he's going to take all the beating again, to be honest, Sam. I know the likes of Dan Skelton will have a few in there, Val Grand and whatnot, to try and scoop the pot again. But I think Absurd looks absolutely poised to take this again. And at 10 to 1, I'm happy to have him on side.
Absurd, yeah. I haven't seen a horse since the Melbourne Cup, but yeah, an interesting one definitely for Mullins going into the county hurdle this year. So 1 for the handicaps there from Jack. So Absurd, say 10 to 1 currently, and I will be with Chemical Energy at 20 to 1 in the cross country handicap chase. There we go. Selection number 4. We'll be giving our final selections and properly reviewing our team on the final episode, which will come to you this time next Sunday. But we, like I say, are going to have plenty of previews coming your way. Day 1, 2, 3, and 4 coming Monday to Thursday this week. We've then got handicap fancies on Friday, top 5 bets. We know how much you love that video. The top 5 bets video is always a cracking one. That comes on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the final episode of this show. We'll also have our YouTube shorts up the night before each day of the festival with a best bet from myself and Jax. Do subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all of those shorts coming your way. So there we go, Jack. A busy week coming up. Looking forward to previewing all this action.
Yeah, I can't wait, Sam. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Big thanks to Jack. Big thanks to our viewers. As always, do like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you again very soon.